All right. Steve's a third of the way out. Steve's.
I'm gonna be working over here. So.
That's a hot one, Jay. No, Jay. Jay's.
I don't need an ISO. I just need,
All right. Everybody, welcome to Grown Man Record Night. Happy damn Friday, everybody. It's so good to have a Friday at the end of a week. It's been a tumultuous week filled with ups and downs, ins and outs, what have you. It's just been a good week, and it's even a better week now that we can resolve it in this manner.
Yeah. Here
on Grown Man Record Night. Always be sure to check out our YouTube page where we upload these episodes.
So did you have a good week?
Yeah.
Busy? Were you busy?
It wasn't too bad.
Did you make big business?
I made some big business. I made some.
Man, I had to shoot a bunch of classic cars for a car show someone's having in May, and I shot a bunch of Fords just throughout the year.
Fords.
We're talking, the Model Ts and the 30s and 40s and 50s,
right,
up to Mustangs and whatnot. But also I stood in a guy's garage who had, I just can only guess, like $5 million worth of cars in this garage. He had 3 Packards, not a Ford.
Green Bay Packers.
Mostly he had Fords, but he had these 3 Packards that were immaculate. It was pretty amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I did some things. I don't remember what any of them were.
I'll bring some pictures next time.
Yeah. But this would be our post record store day episode if we had such an animal.
PRSD.
Yep. PRSD. Yeah, that's it. That's an acronym, all right. 3, 2, 1. That's when I start the show over and when I look back up and make sure that's. Did you go out and do the record store day thing? You hadn't been here in a couple weeks.
I wasn't planning on it.
Right.
But I ended up doing it. I didn't get up and do that because I can't do that.
You didn't stand in line. No.
It was like I knew when the store was going to close and try to get in there, near the end of the day just to. Actually, I went to get one record that I saw before Record Store Day. It wasn't a Record Store Day release. I just decided I needed it.
Right.
And so I went there to get it. Ended up buying a few other things. So
that's a good takeaway from Record Store Day. That it's not only a day where they release the Record Store Day stuff, but a lot of stores run sales and have some, just in general, primo shit out for decent prices.
They try to discount everything, so everybody wants to come.
So you can catch some good shit, So that's did
you go?
I didn't go, but I did get to peruse some Record Store Day stuff a few days later that some stores still had.
I'll tell you, I picked up something today that was part of Record Store Day that we can talk about in a little while.
Okay.
That I was really surprised to get it.
That's what we call a deep tease, folks. And it's coming up, and damn if it ain't deep. I got a deep tease. It's laid up on your mama's lap. I watched a little Watchmen, the graphic novel.
Yeah, that's what's going on right now.
Watchmen's a great, it's a great graphic novel.
It's the best comic that I've ever read in my life.
Yeah. What's his name? Alan?
It's more than Alan Moore.
Alan Moore, yeah. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So that's kind of distracting being over there. Let's see what else we wanted. So we talked a little bit about Record Store Day. Another news, we don't mention a lot of hip-hop news on this program.
We had a second camera. We could have gotten a shot of that.
Yeah,
normally in the show, it's what you'd get a cutaway right there.
Copyright violation.
Sure. We'll do it under 15 seconds, though. We got this rule.
Push.
15-second rule.
Well, like I was saying, we don't do a lot of hip-hop news on the program necessarily, but some great stuff that came out today for people that are...
We're talking about hip-hop?
Remotely fans of hip-hop is Nas. I was going to play some Nas earlier and I forgot. I've got the Illmatic album, which turned 20.
Not Nas, but Nas.
Not Nas. Nas. It turned 21 years old. So the Nas album is able to drink. 20th anniversary came out. It was last year, I think, and 21st would be this year. But around the same time, it's been announced that Nas is doing an album with De La Soul. Mm-hmm. And this should be incredible. And I actually got a free link for a download from De La Soul. They're like, hey, we just did some shit with Nas. Here's a link.
I
bet
you kind of wish Boss Man were here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting much out of me.
No. But this just...
I respect it. I respect it.
It's just a good heads up for anybody that's remotely a hip-hop fan. There's a free track you can download, and this shit's coming up, so be on the lookout. Faux show. That's something you're going to want to just keep your eyeballs peeled for. We're playing a little mix on our Free Music Archive tonight, and started out with a little PK Jazz Collective. We're going to go into some Milk Dick, which is a little bit of a punk hardcore outfit from
Milk what?
Brooklyn. Dick.
Dick.
Milk Dick.
Oh, not Mick Dick.
Milk Dick.
Milk Dick.
Yeah. It's like powder, except it was a porno.
Like sperm.
So yeah, that's what we're jamming here behind us. Hopefully you can hear some of that, but not too much.
That would be Dick Milk.
Okay, now we are starting the whole show over. That's just that's crude. That's crude.
I see what they're doing now.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we played this evening. Nice collection.
I'd like to learn because I wasn't here for. Actually, I turned the show on. Before I left, we turned it on and threw it up on Chromecast, so it's on the big screen.
Yeah, I think that's what Chris Brzezinski does that a few times.
I like that.
And, it's nice to see folks enjoying the Grown Man Record Night in the comfort of their own homes, and that's what it's all about, man. And
don't forget about Ad Blocker Plus.
Absolutely.
We don't talk about that all the time. We used to talk about it a lot.
Yeah, Sean hooked us up. It's like Ustream, the ads on Ustream will cause some serious problems from time to time, or at least it used to.
Yeah.
And Ad Blocker Plus on Chrome or Firefox takes care of that. You don't ever have to worry about Ustream crashing while you're trying to watch Grown Man Record Night.
You don't want that to happen.
You don't want that to happen.
Got to keep it moving.
You see that sign over there that says rib tips?
Hey, if it's going to crash, it's because we're crashing it.
Oh, what? I have 3 of Broats. So what? What we played this evening started out. I wanted to get a little chilly, a little funky, kind of like when I go to Wendy's and I only have a few dollars. And I decided to pull out Herbie Mann, Memphis Underground on Atlantic. When does this come out? 69 on Atlantic, and
I think I have this.
Oh, it's a terrific Herbie Mann, baby. Oh man, it's so good. And I noticed some of the guitar at times on this joint gets a little psychedelic, I would be willing to say. Me and Jay were hanging out a little earlier listening to this. If you notice, of course, Herbie Mann down there in the corner, that picture on the back, Jay said he loves that picture. And of course he loves it because, look, Herbie Mann ain't wearing a damn shirt. Of course.
That's how I roll.
Because Herbie Mann never wears a damn shirt. He's just a greasy man.
Sex machine.
He's a greasy, sex machine and hairy-chested man about it.
Where you want these? We're in a room.
I don't know. I need to reshelf. I need another shelf. I need
for your. We play card the discard pile.
Pit.
The discard pile.
The Pit. From now on, we're calling it the Pit because I've been watching The Wire. What? Baltimore. Pulled this out now. I think this was some VCLT from John.
Hey, do me a favor. Put those right in front of that peach.
John up in New York.
John?
Well, Happy Trails, Quicksilver Messenger Service. Babe, yeah, speaking of Psyche, I thought about this as we were getting a little Psyche on that Herbie Mann with the
70
guitar.
Or 71?
Yeah, it's right around there. Let's see here. I don't see a number. I don't see any numbers on that,
okay.
But it's right around that time. Terrific record, man, and it jams all the way through. This is side 2, which was a little more out there, probably. Had some moments where it drifted off into a little ethereal, but I like that shit, man. I like it. Do I like it the way I like Kraft mild cheddar cheese? No. I like it the way I like a nice Gruyere.
You know what I heard?
You want it every now and then.
Somebody said, I don't know who said this, but they did a survey of what prisoners ask for the
last meal
when they get out. No, when they get out of prison,
Oh.
what's the first thing they want? And the number one answer was Kraft mac and cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a clip of Pat Robertson where he talks about he's never had macaroni and cheese. And there's an African-American lady on
He
there.
said that's a black thing or something.
Yeah, he said, well,
yeah,
that must be a black thing. It's like, macaroni and cheese? And what's even worse is there was a black chick on there talking about it. And she said, now I only eat this once a year, like at Thanksgiving. And somebody was like, okay, yeah, the other dude's a racist and he don't know nothing. But the other girl, what is your problem? You only eat macaroni and cheese once a year? I don't know. It's all baloney. It's all baloney.
I see you got your Cubs hat on.
I do have Cubs hat on.
I meant to wear my Reds hat.
It's been really fun.
You know they're in a series.
Playing
They're in a series
earlier.
Yeah, they're playing right now. They're probably
We don't know who won.
probably finishing up. Don't want to know.
You recording the game?
DVR.
I've been watching them illegally on the internet album.
I don't want to know about that.
It's been fun.
I pay my dues.
It's been fun so far to
Follow
watch the
the Reds.
Cubs. They've been decent.
I don't miss a game.
It's been. I've not been missing games, and it's been fun to check them out.
Sometimes I watch and fast forward, especially between pitches. It's just like.
Do you notice how baseball?
But I will tell you, baseball's sped up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have you
Because
noticed the
they eliminated the batters cannot leave the box
Right.
really for any unless it's for some other reason, but they can't leave
What
the
if-
box. So people like Joey Votto or remember Sean Casey who used to step out and do the glove. Oh no, I'm thinking of Johnny Gomes. He'd step out, he'd undo his glove, he'd do his glove, he'd do his glove, he'd shake his helmet and get back in every pitch.
what if Chipper Jones stepped out, and in the time that he stepped out, the reason he did is because his grandmother died? Would there be a penalty? Would there be a penalty?
But baseball's also eliminated. You know when they come back on air, it's the pitcher's throwing the pitch. They cut out.
I've noticed that.
Jay is saying something right now.
But it's off the mic because Jay doesn't know how internet works.
But
Just take it off the wall and hold it.
Put your mouth up on
but
it.
it's like
Get it up on their
when
mouth.
it comes back on TV,
Put it in your mouth.
the pitch. It electrocute me. With the pitcher's throwing a pitch though, and before it was like the catcher's catching, and he's throwing it to second, and they're rounding the horn.
Yeah.
It's like 30 seconds before they start playing.
They don't do that?
No, but
Every team does that.
No,
It's not a
they
it's not a
do
TV
that,
thing.
but when TV comes back on though, they're ready
Yeah.
to. Like they gave them like 30 seconds less basically to warm up. That's what.
So they don't
I didn't
they don't do
notice
around the horn?
Yeah, they still do, but he doesn't have instead of having
I wish we had a camera. on.
bitches.
It's walking in
He's only got
semicircles.
like 5.
You know, I really, I thought it was the janky stream I'm watching
Yeah.
on the internet, but I noticed that too because I'm watching somebody's MLB.TV stream.
Somebody.
Because it'll do, somebody's slingboxing that shit, and then I'm watching it because it'll come up in commercial with the MLB.TV logo. But when it goes back to the game, it's like, oh, it's sometimes they've already thrown a pitch. There's no like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, coming up in this inning,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
while they're still warming up.
Commissioner is trying to speak again.
A nude commissioner?
Make it more doable to you.
Victor Borga,
That's him.
Ernest Borg.
the new commissioner. The commish.
Okay, I played a little ADC band. Talk that stuff. It's a promo copy. Look at the name of the first song, Steve.
I want to know who the girl is.
The butt girl on the front.
Who's the the singer?
Look at the name of the first song.
Stank Machine.
We heard a little stank machine, but yeah, look at this butt on the cover. Cover
Okay.
butt. Let's look at the cover butt. It's a promo
You can
copy.
Move your chair right there. I'll just toss them to you. And
I don't toss them, you know.
I'm not gonna toss them. It's. I'm gonna chunk them. I'm gonna chunk them to you. I think
Chunk
it's a
'em.
Southern thing.
We should chunk
We're gonna
things
chunk
to
them
Jay.
to
Let's
you,
chunk all kinds of things.
and
to
then you
Jay.
show them to the crowd.
I pulled this out. We hadn't played. It hadn't been too long since we played this little Tarkus. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I mean, what are you gonna say here,
80s metal.
dude? I mean,
Targus, isn't that an album by?
Targus. Your wife's new name is Targus.
No, wait.
Do you live in a boat or a hole?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Tim and Eric
Tim and Eric joke.
skit.
But yeah, man, what a great album. Really proggy. One of the best proggy albums ever been made.
It's up there.
It's up there, for sure.
Now it's right down there.
It's down yonder now. Followed that up with I started to get a little jazzy. We're not really hit a little hard jazz at this point. Les McCann and Eddie Harris, Swiss Movement, recorded live at the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland. 69 on Atlantic. Festal.
Swiss Festal?
Swistival.
The Swistival.
But 69, I think the story goes that these guys played their individual sets at Montreux and they decided to come back and play something together, which at Cold Duck Time was written basically for this performance. It's what I hear.
Is that what you hear?
That's what I'm hearing. Around the grapevine. Yeah.
Drinking water in the sunshine.
And then I decided to play a little Doors album. Absolutely.
Another live album.
It's another live
Great
album.
live album.
Yeah. This is, I picked this a $1 record. If you've not seen Absolutely Live by the Doors, what the hell's wrong with you? It's a compilation of a lot of great Doors live performances. It's not recorded from one central performance. It's a few that's kind of melded together by way of vinyl record mythology. That's how it's put together. And Steve, you showed up about this time and you played this record album. And tell me a little bit about this one.
Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to put a record on at that time. We put on Camper Van Beethoven, our beloved revolutionary sweetheart. I want to say 1988 on Virgin Records. I picked this up when I was
Virgin.
right out of school, I guess. Was it 88? No, it was it? Yeah.
Virgin, like, ain't never fucked.
Great record. I saw him back in that time, but that same period. It was a great show.
That same what, Steve?
Period.
Ah!
Hey, we could. Don't show that video.
Bloody Poon.
Sunday, bloody Sunday.
Bloody Poon.
Great version of "Oh Death," which for folks, Ralph Stanley did a song called "Oh Death." Oh Death.
I saw him do that live last year.
Oh Death, won't you spare me over till another year? Well, this a very good version of that on here. We listened to it.
Me and Cameraman got to see Ralph Stanley play that live.
Really?
Last year at Merlefest. I think you had taken
dead.
off.
Isn't
Ralph
he dead?
Stanley? No.
I thought he was dead.
Did he die this past year?
No, a long time ago.
Merlefest is going on right now.
It is right this moment.
Now we made a big trip last year. Did a little video.
We did. We gave tickets away.
We gave some tickets
To
away.
some viewers. The guy wouldn't shake your hand. Remember
He
that?
wouldn't shake my hand.
We
I
got a
just
little-
gave you free tickets.
You don't have that on there, do you?
Fuck face. But no, it was a big time. What's a big show this year? Dwight Yoakam's going to be there.
The Avett Brothers are there tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
I like to go for the album hour. The clues were real weird this year.
So you don't have a guess this year?
The guest vocalist with the band was what's that female singer that
Joan Osborne.
Joan Osborne, and I'm not a big Joan Osborne fan, like some of our friends are. So I don't know what I'm sure it's gonna be a great album.
So you have no guesses for
I
this?
have no guesses.
Oh wow, okay, because you got it right last year.
Yeah.
Take a guess, Steve. Take a guess.
Last year was Deja Vu.
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I'm not gonna take a guess.
You don't know nothing.
I know nothing.
Okay. I didn't even thought about it. I didn't even realize it was this year. One of the ladies from there accidentally called my cell phone, my work cell phone, and I guess I'd had a lot of caffeine. And we talked for several minutes, longer than we should have. And I went on and on about how I had a big time last year, and we really enjoyed it.
You said you talked to somebody at Merlefest?
Yeah. She called my phone. She thought I was a different photographer. Oh. And she was like, "You coming back to Merlefest?" I'm like, "Oh, I think you want to talk to somebody else. But hey, while I got you on the phone." And I went through this.
Okay.
Normally I'd be like, I wouldn't even answer the phone, but I went into this whole big deal with her, and it was.
So you became somebody you're not.
Yeah, basically. and I'm pretty sure we got a we haven't
We got talked since then.
we've got an E-Cupid date. Me and this lady that called me.
Did y'all hook up on MySpace?
Yeah, we're gonna. She's gonna fax me some pictures of her downstairs, and we're gonna go from there because that's how relationships work, folks. It's give and take. It's give and take. You got to be able to just. I mean,
She's gonna fax you pictures, and then you're gonna hit her on her pager.
yeah. I'm gonna hit her on the hip. All right, this show. This show. What are you gonna say, folks? You know what I mean? You want to do an internet show? I'm gonna do an internet show. You want to do an internet show? I'm gonna do a better internet show. You want it? You want one? You get one? You got a show? I got a show.
He's gonna sext her
Who wants one?
with a banner on an airplane.
Wanna do a show? I'll get you a show by the time this thing's over. Busted out a little clutch.
Oh yeah.
Earth rocker. Woo! Picked this up from the Best Buy sale last year. This came out in.
I think we played that because I had mentioned to you that Clutch is coming to Raleigh, the Lincoln Theater,
Dude.
place where you and I both have played.
That's true.
Great theater, great venue in Raleigh, downtown.
Clutch is coming.
Clutch is playing with Mastodon.
Oh my God! I played with Mastodon.
And a band called Graveyard. I'm not familiar.
I'm not familiar with Graveyard. I've played with Clutch. I've played with Mastodon. I played a New Year's Eve show with Clutch. That was incredible.
Speaking of shows coming, you said that there's
Melvins are coming.
The Melvins are coming.
Faith No More is coming. Rush is coming.
James Taylor's coming.
The Rolling Stones are coming.
The Rolling Stones are coming.
Who else am I missing?
Nipsey Russell.
He's coming.
The Memoriam Tour. The Nipsey Russell Memoriam Tour. Yeah. So it's a pretty good. It's kind of like old school, like a summer tour schedule. That's pretty damn decent, I have to say.
Yeah.
Steely Dan and Elvis Costello.
Steely Dan and Elvis Costello. Is that a real thing? You're making that
I
up.
swear to God.
Okay.
Elvis Costello.
You swearing to God, Jay? You want to go to hell? That's your own
Steely
damn
Dan
business.
With Elvis Costello.
And then the last record we played before we did the program show that we're doing right now, and now
we should do this.
and now.
We should go ahead and do the show.
in the show that we're doing, this show, that one, right?
Right now.
Woody Guthrie, the legendary Woody Guthrie in Memoriam. Speaking of a memorial album, we'll listen to side 2. Ain't Gonna Be Treated This Way, Rangers Command, Poor Boy, Lonesome Day, Pretty Boy Floyd, Hard, Ain't It Hard.
Ain't it hard, ain't it hard.
Great little compilation from Woody Guthrie here. It's only Woody Guthrie I got. I'm a big fan.
Isn't that like a live? It's a live album. Of course, a lot of his recordings. Well, I've heard much better recordings, but
If you know, he's a source of the one of my favorite Grown Man Record Night graphics here. If you didn't know, this program kills fascists. You're not damn paying attention. So good luck to you. Good damn luck to you. Well, I tell you what, we got a lot of stuff to get through this evening. And we should go into a little dig of the week because you got a lot of records, I got a lot of records.
You got some records.
I don't have a lot of records, but we got some records, and we're going to talk about them, and we're going to do it here in a dig of the week. There's no time to lose, no time to lose. So, you got some stuff. You got some record store day stuff. You got some stuff held over from before
because I had too many records before, and then I got some stuff I did. I went to a little book sale, and I went to some other things.
A book sale, you say?
Well, the book sale was last week. It had a total of like 7 records in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I got 2 of them. The guy said, "Yeah, we used to have records, but we quit." I was like, "Yeah, your timing was bad. You should, you're gonna wish you had records." So quickly, I got 2 here. Bravo Brubeck, which I love this record.
I think it's kind of the Herb Albert version of Brubeck.
Very much so. Very much so.
Either I have this or Cameraman
and
has this.
Stan
I'm
Gets
pretty
Gold.
Sure he has this.
They're both live, I think, and
I've
they're
not seen
both
that.
great. Great albums. I was really glad to pick those for a buck a piece.
Sure, that's good
know.
stuff, man.
But yeah, to get back to what I was doing last time, I was about a couple weeks ago. All right?
Well, something downstairs brewing.
No.
I don't know.
Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield.
Oh, yeah, got that
You've
one.
probably seen this.
Oh.
You should pick it up. It's a prog classic.
Exorcist.
Yeah, that's all you got to say is Exorcist. It's more than that, though. Really,
Sure it is. The
really
whole
is a
thing-
great piece
the
of
whole
music.
thing is good.
They just grabbed a little piece of Tubular Bells for that movie. But it's he plays all the instruments in this. And there's one song on here where some guy's like naming all the instruments in the song that he plays. And
I love the
it's
bust
pretty
that out
extensive.
on Halloween, Friday the 13th. That's a good, and just in general.
How about Hugo Montenegro?
Oh.
But not just your standard Hugo Montenegro. This is called Moog Power.
What?
Hugo got a hold of a Moog, and I will admit I don't think he does a very good job with it.
Really? Kind of like switched on.
You know,
block.
Hugo Montenegro does a lot of movie themes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Good, the bad, the ugly.
Symphonic. Yeah, he covered that.
Yeah.
But that was what he's best known for. But there is a song on here called Moog Power, which I think is pretty cool. There's a couple of songs on here that are pretty cool. I love the cover, though.
Oh, the cover's great.
It's fantastic. You might have this one.
I do.
The Moody Blues. To Our Children's Children, which I wish I could tell you more about it. Maybe I can. Do I have any information on this? Can we check upstairs?
Stand by for information.
The record would be rolling.
This is their 5th LP. It's the first record on Threshold Records.
Really?
And it was inspired by the moon landing.
First going from Durham to Threshold.
There's a couple songs on here that I know. I think The Eyes of a Child is on here. I think. And Watching and Waiting, which are two.
This would be really significant in your 60 years.
Oh, it's great. All their Threshold London records are.
Children's children. Like,
Oh, okay. Literally.
Jay's being.
I also picked up the Guess Who. This is called Sewn and Grown in Canada.
I've not seen that. I don't
No,
think.
you haven't seen it. It's actually a compilation of their early stuff. And the funny thing
Probably
about
pretty good.
the funny thing about the Guess Who is they originally were called the Silvertones.
Really?
Then there were Allen and the Silvertones. Then there were Chad Allen and the Reflections. Chad Allen and the Expressions. So what happened was the record company put out an album.
Album?
And on it,
Who?
they just called it Guess Who with a question mark. At the time, they did this a lot with groups. They tried to get records or DJs to play, and thinking it was the Beatles or thinking it was
Right.
Herman's Hermits or whatever.
Like Klaatu?
Exactly, like Klaatu. So they put it out with Guess Who on it, and even after the record company revealed Chad and Allen in the Reflections, they still referred to him as the Guess Who. So the name they decided just to change their name again to the Guess Who, which I think is kind of a cool story.
Oh yeah, that's a cooler
Yeah.
name
And
story for
the
it.
last one from that batch that I picked up is Led Zeppelin's Song Remains the
Oh
Same.
yeah.
Yeah, I was glad to get this. It sounds great. Jonathan was like, yeah, it crackles in the quiet parts or whatever. And it's fantastic.
Huh.
I was glad to get that.
Hell yeah.
1976 Swan Song, and it was recorded at Madison Square Garden during the '73 North American tour.
That was my first pick when we got that big box of records and when you divvied
There's
them up.
some great versions of Whole Lot of Love's on. Great version of Whole Lot of Love on here. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one, for sure.
Not their favorite. Not one of their favorites though. So
Not one
I've
of
got
their
some
own
more
favorite?
to talk about, but
Okay, how many more you got?
I don't know. 6.
6, you say? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do 2.
Okay.
Okay.
And Aldo Nova.
A what?
Aldo Nova.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Let's see. I went to yesterday. I had a little time. I went down to Hippo Records in Greensboro, North Carolina. Picked up some great stuff, including my all-time biggest musical inspiration, I have to say, of all time. He's the reason. He's the first time I ever flipped out over music, and the reason that I thought guitar was so freaking cool. Chuck Berry. And this is Chuck Berry's Golden Decade. This is Volume 3, which is a double LP that came out, God, I can't remember what year this one came out.
1937.
But there was it came out, so this Volume 3, it came out in 74. Covered the 2 LP set of 24 Chuck Berry songs. The first volume reached 72 on the Billboard chart. First 2 volumes are critically well received. I guess volume 3 gets shit on, whatever. But all 3 volumes are out of print, and it's got some Chuck Berry songs on it that I don't have in my my particular Chuck Berry collection, and I should have a lot more Chuck Berry than I do, because he's so influential in me as a man person, a rock and roll person, and a guitarman. That's what a guitarman looks like. They do that sometimes. Hey, I got this record. Came out of a bunch of records that Cameron got.
I saw this today, and I wanted,
there was 2 copies. Yeah, you should have bought it. I picked what I thought was the best copy, but they both were in good shape. Talking about the band If. Now I have an If record, a later one that Cameron picked up.
Like the beer on this front? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
And the Double Diamond, I think it's called, or something Diamond. The reason, and that's the reason I picked this up. Now, I would describe that record, and I'm assuming this is probably going to be right on. This is the debut from them. It's called the English Jazz Rock Band, released in 1970 on Island Records. Blah,
Jazz
blah, blah.
rock. Like Soft Machine, kind of?
I thought it sounded more like Jethro Tull, because it's kind of like jazzy, fusion, proggy rock with really heavy flute over top.
I was going to say, is there
it.
any kind of instrument that sticks out, like a violin or a flute?
So if you got some riffs going on, and then you my little flute going over top of that, and I'm like, oh, like Jethro Tull.
Or Herbie Mann had a band.
Yep, Herbie Mann meets Mountain.
Okay.
I mean, for lack of a
Herbie Man Mountain.
Herbie Man Mountain. Man Mountain. Our Grandpa Hamburger.
Herbie Mountain Man.
Herbie Mountain Man. Okay, I got a couple more. I only got 2 more, so you
I'll do some.
Albums. Do some record
You know,
albums.
I told myself, not going to go to record store day. And I felt really proud of myself for not doing that. To reward myself for not going to record store day.
You went to record store day?
No, I bought a record to treat myself, and it's one of my grails. This is one of my grails. I've been looking for it. I'm sure you may have seen it around a lot, whatever. I haven't seen it. If I've seen it around, I haven't seen it around a good enough copy to take home, because it's such a grail to me that it's got to be good. And it's Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On."
Oh, okay.
You know, I showed you a few weeks ago. I got that the one that came out after this. It's a soundtrack of a blaxploitation something man.
Yep.
But this is it, man. This is one of the best. This is in my top 5 albums of all time.
Yeah.
Just so well produced.
Hey, that's cool, man.
He bucked the system. You know, Motown didn't want him to do an album like this, and he's going to do it.
OG Press are pretty close.
What this?
Yeah.
It's a reissue.
That's a reissue?
Recent reissue, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tamla Records.
It's got the, is that a music on vinyl? It's got the,
Japanese sealer.
oh, the
sleeve.
Blake sleeve with the flap. Blake sleeve with the flap.
Blake sleeve with the flap. But I love this record. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. It's so wonderful. So now, I'm so proud of myself. But actually what happened was I ended up going to record store day.
Okay. Here's the real story, folks.
Well, the story is there was a giveaway. There was a Denon turntable, and I don't have a decent turntable. It was a $5 raffle. You know, you get a ticket, and you can, he's gonna at the end of Sunday he was gonna pull a name. So I wanted to get one of those tickets at least. So I went over there to get a ticket. I forgot to get a ticket, and I remembered the night before on Friday night
up top, freezing.
On Access TV.
Yeah.
I saw a band, Alabama Shakes, perform.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It was so good. It was like the first time I saw Ben Tucker live, on TV. It was like, what is this? It's this woman, big black woman, playing a Gibson SG guitar, and wailing, scaling it, and singing soulful, singing really, really good, and with a kind of a jam band with her kind of thing going on. So I went because I remembered Jonathan had this Alabama Shakes record up at the register. So I went in there. I was like, I need to get one of those turntable raffle tickets, and I want to get that Alabama Shakes record. He goes, well, that's actually a giveaway if you pre-order the album. But the albums are in now. Yep. I've got it in clear vinyl. I got the 180G, the 180 pressed black vinyl.
I saw them out this week.
I was like, well, I saw it. I love it. I'm not ready for that. And he's like, well, I also got maybe a couple extras of these. So he actually sold me one of these for a couple bucks.
Oh, cool.
And this is just a 7-inch, 2 singles, Alabama Shakes. There was a giveaway with the purchase of the album, which I did not do.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was happy to get that because those 2 songs, I saw them perform them on Access TV. It's the Coachella Festival. This is really, really, really good.
Yeah,
I was glad to pick that up, and I want to play that a little later. I also bought a 14-inch, no, a 140-gram 10-inch.
Uh-huh.
I guess you don't need 180 grams for a 10-inch, so it's 100.
No. Back it off.
Do you have any 140 grams?
How about that?
Maybe the Radiohead smaller ones.
I don't have those, but
this is Robert Plant.
Queens of the Stone Age or Era Vulgaris, I bet you.
It's called More Roar. It's a live album. The only reason I got it is got a version of Whole Lot of Love on here, and I'm always interested in what he's doing with that. And it's got a very Middle Eastern kind of feel to it. The instrumentation.
Did this just come out?
Yeah, it was Record Store Day release.
So recorded for that?
Maybe.
Huh.
Probably.
I didn't know this was. You telling me you got this was the first I knew about that one coming out. So
yeah.
Still live.
And so, last but not least,
you don't see Led Zeppelin
Record Store was this one was really. If I was going to go Record Store Day, it was to get this record.
I mentioned this last week on the show. I know you wasn't here. I said the only thing that really interests me about Record Store Day, other than the Sun Ra releases, is the Hawkwind record.
Yeah, this is Hawkwind, their debut Record Store Day release, and it's on orange vinyl. It's really, really nice, and it sounds wonderful.
I dropped my microphone.
And maybe we should listen to that a little later on.
Oh, definitely.
That's what Patrick told me.
Yeah. And it was actually, this was the last one he had. I went in there at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock, in the evening, late afternoon, and he still had one. So I'm the winner.
And either he got some more or Hippo got some more. But I've seen this since then because I was like, there it is.
You should buy it. What's that?
Limited pressing.
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
One they said it was going for like $400 on eBay.
You're going for $400.
I got 2 more. You got 2 more?
I got 2 more.
Let's do 2 more.
Okay. Hey, I picked up this one. I've passed on it once before, and I decided this time it wasn't going to slip through my damn fingers. Nilsson. This is the 77 issue by Harry Nilsson.
That's a creepy cover.
It's a very creepy cover. And I listened to this in the store.
That's why you said that. It actually is Nilsson.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at that picture.
Jesus.
Right.
It's the 14th album by Harry Nilsson. It's his personal favorite.
His personal favorite.
As his voice is recovered from the Pussycat Sessions,
when John Lennon ruined his voice.
That's right. He was developed singing from in top form. He says his voice was. It was RCA agreed to heavily promote this album as a comeback. Shortly after it was released, Elvis Presley died, and RCA shifted their focus, abandoning Nilsson and many other artists in its wake. That's pretty messed up.
He was dead soon after
that. Let's see. Klaus Vormann, billed on the album as Mara Gibb, was the guest mystery singer on Perfect Day and St. Paul's Cathedral.
You know who
Choir
Klaus
Board.
Vormann is, right?
I don't. Who's that? I know that name.
He played with John Lennon. He played with. I think he also did the artwork for Revolver.
I thought it was for the Scorpions.
He played bass with John Lennon on some of that John Lennon's Plastic Ono band.
Right.
I think he played in that.
Huh. Very cool. So I listened to that in the store before, and I was like, it was one of those times where I had a big stack of records that were over the top I wanted to get, and that one was like really good, but I'm like, that's something I got to whittle off at this time, and this is the next time I've seen it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, I've got to get that.
Okay, how about, I got a Rush album today.
Oh, really?
Grace Under Pressure. Not my favorite, but still a good album. I know a lot of people say it's a great album. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Um, David Bowie. No, I don't think David Bowie's on this one. Under pressure. The song my favorite on here is "Distant Early Warning," which is the first song on the album, and I'm not going to sing it because I forgot how it goes.
I heard that today. Come on, Steve. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Okay. I picked this up yesterday.
I thought you had this record already.
I did not. I passed on this once before. And this is Genesis Spot the Pigeon, which includes 3 songs on it. Match of the Day, Pigeons, and Inside and Out. This came out in 77. And the story behind this was, from what I can gather, it's a 7-inch. They're holdovers from the Wind of the Weathering sessions, and the band didn't really jive and think, this is not some shit we want to put on Wind of the Weathering, so we're going to release it separately. Genesis' final studio release before lead guitarist Steve Hackett's departure. I didn't know that. But look at the vinyl, man.
Oh, wow, that's pretty.
I know. I was trying to save it for a surprise, and then Jay ruined it while I was yammering over here. That's all right. Damn yammerer. Let's see what else I want to say about it. Music video for Match of the Day was made. Phil Collins singing.
I bet it involves soccer.
And singing on the terraces of Queens Park Rangers FC. I like Rangers. I like Rangers FC. They never do much good, but I like Rangers FC.
Is it on the pitch?
It says EP was reissued on vinyl for Record Store Day 2012 by Audio Fidelity. Again on blue vinyl, playing at 33 1/3 and 45 on side. I don't know which version I have. I assume this is the OG.
33 1/3 is what it says.
But something said 45. Didn't you tell me 45?
Are you telling me it was blue vinyl in 77?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
OG blue vinyl.
that's
That's,
pretty
what I'm thinking.
45 you got right here. It's old socks, paper like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
OG on the blue vinyl.
I've seen that a lot.
You saying
Did
it's
you hold it up for
are you saying
longer
it's
than
40?
2 seconds?
Did you say it's 45 on one side?
No.
The Record Store Day reissue was part 45,
I'm
part
so
33.
confused.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, I'll see what you got.
Okay.
Jay's gonna pull it out and show everybody what you're doing, Jay.
Jay's
It's
not
45.
on the mic. and
Everything's
he's just
45. I'm
doing
flipping the
things
desk over.
visually.
No, I'm flipping the desk over.
So anyway, I got a friend.
Bullshit.
I got a friend who went to Record Store Day, and he waited in the lines that were wrapped around the building, and he waited, and it took him at least an hour to get into the building.
Right.
Because it's a small store. But he went there for one reason and one reason only, and that's to get Elvis Presley the
Oh yeah.
the record,
The Jack White deal.
the Jack White Third Man Records release that got put out. And you probably know the story. You know, Jack White bought this $300,000 auction. He bought this acetate that Elvis made for his mom.
Well, that's creepy.
That mom didn't even have a record player, so it stayed in a friend's garage for
Right.
years and years and years and years and years. And now it got sold at auction, and Jack White bought it, and he took it to a guy. And there's a great video on YouTube. You can
Auction,
see. He takes it to the guy, and they
auction.
take it out, and it's just like this holy thing, and he puts it
Wow.
on, and he spins it, and he actually does a wet. He likes to do his transfers wet, this guy.
Yeah.
He's an old Nashville guy, or Memphis guy, or whatever. And so they transferred, and they pressed it, and he waited, and when he got in there, there were 9 of them, and I think they're all gone. The 9 rings
Wow.
for the men of Middle Earth.
Christ. Men of Christ.
So, anyway, I went to Hippo today, and I'm standing there. I'm going through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S. And I hear him
Cookie
talking.
Monster.
He talks to this guy. Guy comes in. He's one of these guys that probably comes in every day, and he knows a lot about records and a lot about music back in the day, and he's just rambling on about stuff. You know, it's really cool to hear guys like that. And so the owner's going through some of his stuff he hadn't put out, and he's like, "Hey, have you seen this? You know, this thing sold at auction for like $300,000." And I stood up and I was like, "What?" And I look over and I'm like, $300,000. I know exactly what he's talking about already. You know, and so I kind of look around. And I say, "How many of those do you have?" And he's like, "I got like 8 of them."
What?
And I was like, "Well,
Come on.
How many can I buy? And he
Come
said-
on, Steve.
I said, I want to buy 2 of them. Can I get 2 of them? And he's like, yeah. So I got one, and I got one for my friend, and it's the label even looks like an old record. Basically, it's kind of
Looks like a 78
kind
or
of neat. It's 2 songs. The original acetate didn't have a song on the other side, but this has "When Your Heartaches Begin" or something like that's on the other side. I was happy to get that. I wasn't actually headed to get this, and I probably wouldn't have. No, if I didn't have my friend Taylor, who it's one of those things. When I called him, he was on his way home, and he'd already left work, and I was like, well, you might want to come back. And he's like, I told him what it was, and of course I'm turning around right now, so it's like it was kind of cool to hook him up. He's an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah, we should get him on the program one night.
Only if he's in uniform.
Oh yeah, dude, that just popped in my head. Why have we not done that? I got a record I'm gonna give him too. That I've just been.
I can think of a
sleeping on.
couple reasons why not.
Well, yeah. Me and Christ had a falling out back in the '90s, and we've not really repaired our relationship since. It's a tense situation.
Did you say a tent situation?
Tense. Past participle. Tense.
Is the
Get
music
it?
is the music still playing?
I hope so. Jesus Christ. Is that everything we play?
That's all we play. No, that's Dig of the Week.
That's Dig of the Week.
That's not what we play.
Hey, I'll drink to that. My very last shot of Pop Off. So, thanks for watching, everybody.
the song that he made for his mom, and I don't have my glasses on, so I've got these stupid things. My Happiness is the name of the song that he recorded for his mom, Elvis Presley.
Okay, before we go to a quick commercial, woo!
Toy talk.
Before we go to a quick commercial break, I want to bring Jay up on the mic here, and we got
On the mic, Jay.
we got a couple things I want Jay to take a look at. We've had some submitted pictures. So Jay, what do you think about this curb right here?
Looks good. It looks very springy with the green.
That's true. Seems kind of thin. That's a thin curb. Would you say that's a parking lot?
Residential, maybe.
Residential?
It's a very angular curb.
Maybe a lightly trafficked parking
It's
lot?
a sharp
I
curb.
agree.
You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Maybe like a urban, suburban, like somewhere where you go a tanning bed that's in a little strip mall.
Does that curb raise the bed, or does that curb go also back down to the other side?
Either one you want it to.
What would you have it do? You're the curbist.
Raise the bed.
Raise the bed.
All right, everybody stand by. Okay, how about this curb here? Now look
Wow.
at
Around this. Nice.
this. Look at here now.
Is that a curb?
All right,
High-end
everybody.
machine. That's a-
Whoa, everybody, calm down.
Calm down. Calm
You
down.
can't do that with the one you get at Harbor Freight. You gotta get a high-end machine to do that.
That's not
Is that
true.
machine, or somebody hand?
That's not the $300 machine.
Did somebody do that? I think somebody did that by hand.
That's at least a $1,200 curbing machine right there. $300, no sir.
Probably take the Briggs and Stratton to do that.
That's some power. Rough. I just threw up my mouth a little bit. That tastes like burning. That's a good looking curb though. I'll give them
That's
credit.
skill.
Oh Jesus.
That didn't get done in one day.
No sir.
For sure.
No way. Hey folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. So everybody stay tuned here for a very quick, so to speak, and chip chat. We're going to come back here in a minute and do some shit. So everybody stay tuned, and thanks for sticking with us here on Grown Man
On the sixth day, God made a curb.
Yeah, but that Joe, Sergeant Slaughter. He's joined the G.I. Joe team. So we're celebrating by giving away Sergeant Slaughter action figures. But you can't buy them in stores. You've got to earn them. Here's how. Collect 5 Sergeant Slaughter certificates or call the number on the certificate, and Sergeant Slaughter will tell you how to get in on the action with only 4 certificates. There's a $1 handling charge. See details in specially marked packages. G.I. Joe. Nobody takes on Cobras better than Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah.
Turn up the fun with ball sack. Turn it up. Put the ball sack balloon in the sack. Blow it up now. Give it a whack. Turn up the fun with ball sack. Hit it. Pour in some water too. I'm flying real crazy now. Ain't that cool? Turn up the fun with ball sack.
Check it out.
And here's my little buddy, the ball sack brat.
Us two ball jacks are where it's at.
'cause this is fresh. Turn up the fun with Balzac. Turn up the fun with Balzac.
Yo, folks, listen up. I want to make sure you understand one thing. Water and electricity don't mix. Now, we had a lot of laughs tonight, but there's nothing funny about electrical appliances in the bathtub. It's very dangerous, and you can get hurt badly. All that under safety tips from the old Alfer. And speaking of tips, that'll be $5. Coming.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the program. Steve, you're looking a little thin in the skin.
I'm here. No, I'm still on the mic. So
are you still on the mic?
Don't worry about it.
Jay's walking back and forth. That makes a difference. We're going to do a little soda speak, folks. We got some good sodas. We got a huge cachet of sodas. We need a shot of that, really. It's funny how things go. We were short on sodas for a while, and then we just got super hooked up from a good buddy, Bad Benny. Boss Man brought some. Steve hooked some shit up, and now we're down. We're out of chips now, but we got one we're gonna do tonight. But
I didn't know. I wish I'd known earlier.
I thought I'd known too, but my life is topsy turvy.
Topsy turvy pie.
I got a
My mom.
I got a
My mom
topsy-turvy
makes
life.
topsy. You ever had topsy turvy pie?
No, what is that?
It's Bisquick with like sloppy Joe stuff on the top.
Keep going.
And you bake that. And
talk slower.
And when you bakes, then you serve it. You kind of flip it, right? So that then it makes it topsy turvy, and then you got your breaded Bisquick on the top of the.
Could you put cheddar cheese on the top of it?
You could cheddar the hell out of it. I'll have to make a topsy turvy. Make it in an iron skillet.
Oh yeah, I got one. Okay, let's talk a little soda speak here. Boylan is a soda that we've had on the program several times. This is a variety that we've not had. They're out of.
I got some news.
New York.
I think Boylan is inked a deal with Arby's, because I was in Arby's yesterday, and they've got Boylan sodas in a tin up in ice
like
on the counter, and they're like, try one of our new sodas.
Really?
Yeah.
They have the colas?
Yeah, they got a number of Boylan products.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could you include that with a combo?
I think we have them all. No, I don't think you have to pay extra. I think for the Boylan. It doesn't come as part of a combo. They might upcharge you.
Okay. Well, what we have tonight is a creamy red
Boylan's a damn good
birch beer.
A birch beer.
Yeah.
And we've done a birch beer.
Creamy red birch beer.
This is from Bad Benny.
Oh yeah? I wanted to see if there's a little description on this, but it doesn't really say. Of course, cane sugar. Let's see what pure birch oils. Nothing crazy. Let's check it out.
Check it out.
I'll canteen swell it for Carl.
Check it out. You said red cream? What'd you say? Creamy red. So it's like a red cream soda, but it's birch beer?
Oh, that's good. I find that the best sodas are understated on about every note. Understated on sweetness, understated on flavor.
Oh, it's sweet, but it's not overly crazy on the flavor. It's good.
That's like last week we did part of what we did for Soda Speak was a Kmart root beer, and I love root beer, pretty much of all kinds. And the next day I was just kind of poured it in a glass and I started drinking it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like drinking pancake syrup.
Yeah.
It's overstated, too much sugar, it's just in your face.
Syrupy.
This has those elements, but cut in half, I would say, at least. Boylan's Creamy Red Birch Beer.
Excellent.
Definitely check this out.
Check that out. Drinking it like a man.
Wow. It's got just the right amount of bite, just the right amount of sugar. That's a unique soda. And it's good. Not too much red, not too much cream. It doesn't taste like a cream soda at all, really.
There's a root beer flavor. I
Yeah.
mean, birch beer in itself
Sure.
is a root beer kind of a thing.
But not that
no,
root beer bite that's like over the top. It's not like a Barks.
like chewing gum.
Like a Barks.
Barks shouldn't be included with root beers. It's terrible.
That's a good root beer.
It sucks.
I mean, not like a designer root beer, but it's like a.
I don't like Barks at all. It's my
Barks.
least favorite soda.
It's got caffeine in it.
It's the only root beer that has
It's the
caffeine.
only root beer in that.
And that's not what you're tasting though when you.
Is that what they mean when they say it, Barks has bite?
Barks has bite. That's what they say. It's a Coca-Cola company, by the way.
I wonder if that is because it has caffeine. If that's why they say that.
That is why they say that.
Yeah, the bite. The bite is the caffeine.
Call them up. Tell them who you are.
Let's call them up right now.
They know who you are.
Look up the Barks number.
Mike Miller. Killer Miller on the phone.
Good afternoon, Mike Miller.
Miller the Killer.
Look up the Barks 1-800 number. I'm going to call it.
Barks has bite.
So let's go to a chip chat. Folks, we only have one chip to do, and it's a small bag. This is pretty crazy for us. I will say, however...
Honeycomb's big.
Yeah. It's not small. No. If there was one flavor throughout chip chat history that is my absolute favorite, it is the
Look on the tape, you'll see.
Hawaiian sweet onion.
Hawaiian sweet onion.
I've mentioned this before. The sweet onion Hawaiian chips are my favorite. And it just so happens we only have oh my Jesus.
So are you saying we've done these already?
No. And you just had a oral abortion. That was an oral abortion.
That felt really good. Oral abortion.
Oral abortion. From the Snyder of Berlin Company, our Hawaiian sweet onion kettle cooked chips are thicker, crunchier, and tastier than any chip you've ever had before. Bold claim right off the top from the Snyder Company.
Snyder, that's the super.
If you love sweet
one day
onion
at a
flavor, you will find a uniquely new taste when combined with Snyder's hearty potato chip crunch. These will be a savory side treat to a sandwich or soup, but don't be afraid to enjoy them all alone for a burst of Hawaiian sweet onion that will satisfy your craving. Your taste buds, Steve,
Can I ask you something?
will thank you. Yes.
Do you know who put the gum on the table right here?
No.
It wasn't you.
No.
Was it
Keep
Jay?
them on the show.
It's right here. I put my hand on the table and I was feeling like this nub. And I started like.
That's got Boss Man.
Realized
all
it
over
was gum.
That's got Boss
and
Man.
I realized I was picking it off the table. So yeah, there's that.
Oh my God.
Is it good? Would you tell your mother about it?
Early top 5 chip nominee of this year.
Oh, here we go.
How many times have I said that this year?
5.
We're in April. No. One other one, maybe? That's a great one.
Snyder's Sweet Hawaiian Onion. What? Hawaiian fun.
That's up there, man. I'm telling you.
This is expired. About 3.
Is it expired?
Is it really?
Jay said these are
Jay says these chips are expired, and Mike's loving them.
by 3 months.
Maybe that's just.
January 27th.
Hey, maybe that's the secret to a good kettle chip is you got to let it expire.
Hey, I will say, my birth was no, I ruined it. My abortion was expired by 3 months, and that's why I'm here today.
I'm having trouble with that.
These abortion jokes doing anything for
There's
anybody?
there's a lot of flavor on there.
A lot of flavor.
Maybe too much for me.
You think?
Too much for me.
Too much score?
But I know folks, my wife being one, that would love this chip because she loves it to be just packed with flavor. I'm more of a potato guy.
I hear you. That's how me and Ron are. Ron's more of a raw potato guy. I'm more of a flavor guy. But I've become more of a potato guy as the years have worn on. For sure. Okay. Great chip chat for having only one damn chip.
you're going to have one chip, this will be the one.
This will be the one because that's a damn fine chip, if I do say so my damn self. So thanks everybody for joining us at Grown Man Record Night and hanging with us throughout this informational, emotional, and just raw hour of television programming that we give the internet each and every week. It's like taking a razor blade and splitting your urethra open a little too wide, and whatever comes out of that, you turn it into an internet program. That's what the hell we have going on here. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us and experiencing this with us, because it's a family here, and it's a good family feeling. It's a good family feeling to share this Friday night excitement and enjoyment and pleasure with our friends on the internet program that we do each week. So be sure to check out our Facebook page if you're not fans of that. Go over and check that shit out. Also keep up with us on the YouTube channel. As always, every Friday night here on the Ustream, where we got our damn wings. I will say, man, it's been a good time tonight. For Jed the Curvis, Steve Fever, I'm Mikey Bananas. We'll catch you next week on a brand new episode of Grown Man Record Night. Who knows what's going to happen between now and then? I don't know, but Sam talk about it next week. I'll see you then for a glorious new episode on Grown Man Record Night.